I would like to do a gasser rolls. Me and Rob Pitts talked about doing it, and we didn't have the opportunity to. I moved out here 3 years ago, and that's the same time Rob went to Texas to do that show.
And let me show you something, my mechanical missus. This is the best part.
Oh, look at that!
Wow. Look how pristine this car is.
And we bought the Rolls Royce, and we was going to do it, and then this kind of got put on the back burner.
Sure. Well, per our conversations that we've had up to today, which have just been a handful of them, you mentioned Rob, and he's been. Anybody who watches car videos on YouTube knows that he's very crucial to. He was
the storyteller.
Yeah.
And I remember I actually introduced Rob to his second video guy. That's the guy that went with us to SEMA, and that actually got Rob to where he was going. And when Rob signed up with Netflix, then basically he put his YouTube stuff on hold.
Yeah. I remember him giving that kind of updates and talking about how busy he was and so on and so forth. And he just had that persona, and he connected with so many different people on different levels.
You ready to head out?
I'm born ready.
You think that old thing can make it?
I got a doubt in my mind. You know why?
Why?
She's a damn Chevy, son.
Yep.
I had to look, make sure it wasn't a GMC.
All right, folks, we headed to SEMA. And he was actually, if you think about it, a motivational speaker also.
Yeah.
Because he would say, all positive. You never heard Rob talk shit about anybody.
Yeah.
And he just didn't put up with it, and I don't put up with it either.
I remember a couple of his videos and where he talked about jealousy and how it basically, whenever you boil it all down, those people are just sad or mad that they're
mad at themselves.
Yeah.
When you have someone that hates you for having more, they're not mad at you, they're mad at themselves, because any motivational speaker would tell you that if you're going to do better than the others, you're going to have to get up an hour earlier, and that's how I got started with the whole storage business. Is I just figured out that you're going to have to do more than the competition.
Yeah.
And the people get mad because they didn't have the money. And you know what? Your level of success is your level. It ain't my level. It ain't anybody else's level. You may be happy with working in a cotton mill. That may be you. But if your dreams are a trigger to your future. So you have to pull the trigger. Faith without works is dead.
Well, and a lot of times, if it's what you focus on mentally, if you want to focus on being that you've been downtrodden and you're never going to get a leg up, and this is just my plight, well, then the universe is saying that's exactly what you want.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. But if you don't put it out there and you stop doing it, you can stop today. You can stop talking negative about other people, and it'll instantly change.
Yes.
It'll instantly change.
I agree 200%. Well, that's cool, man. That makes the hair on the back of my back stand. I don't have any on my head. But
and that's one thing I loved about Rob, is everything that he said and done, at the end of every conversation, it was positive.
Yeah.
And I mean, he lived a positive life, Yeah. And he motivated me. A lot of the cars, I ain't gonna say a lot because there was a whole lot, but a bunch of them that I built and sold to him. We traded. I've got video that's never been seen of us, in Vegas, and we acted like we was gonna drive that camper truck. We had an old camper truck that I built, another Paul passed away truck, and we acted like we was gonna drive it out there, but we didn't. We got on an airplane. But we was going to, and then the Rolls Royce deal. There's a couple Z28s in there. It was mine. He talked me out of my Ford van, and I didn't want to ever sell that van, but he talked me out of it. And what's crazy about it is that was before COVID, and I sold it to him. I think I bought that van for maybe $3 grand, and I sold it to him for $8,000, and that thing's probably worth $30,000 now.
It is slick. You could hear my teeth shatter whenever you sent me over the pic of that thing.
Yep.
And because I'm into van, man. I've always loved
like
vans. And I've been looking for one of those shorty Fords.
Yep.
You know, the snub nose.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, is that thing for sitting? You fired back a pic. No, I sold that to Rob. And I was
Yep.
like, well.
And he flipped it pretty quick too, you know.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, he moved a lot of freight. He was good at doing what he did.
He knew what he was doing. Rob didn't make a whole lot of money in cars, but he was building content.
Yeah. He built a brand that was, and the thing about it, I'll never forget this. I remember sitting at work and his funeral was being live streamed.
That's right.
And I wanted to I was able to sneak out of work a little bit early, and I sat at the gym parking lot. I went into the gym and got on the treadmill and started to watch the funeral, and I got choked up. And then I went out and I watched the rest of it in my truck.
Yep.
But for a guy that I've never met, never will ever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And to be able to have an effect on just a stranger like that is pretty impressive. And the other night, I just pressed play on one of his videos. My wife was sitting over at where she sits, and she went, God, I haven't heard that voice in a while. She could care less about car guys. But it was that voice, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just a special tone that that hit me.
God help me, I got a race car.
He had a plan, and he lived his dream. You know, he had a plan from the very beginning to do the deal with Netflix. I'm gonna tell you, I was with him when he come back after he met Ed. What's Ed's last name?
Bullion.
Yeah. And Ed didn't know this until after Rob passed, but Ed actually inspired Rob. So the story is that Rob called Ed to talk to him about the radio show. We done the radio show. Rob had a radio show when I came in afterwards, and Ed called into the radio show, and then Ed returned the favor, and Rob went down to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And when Rob came back, he was a totally different person. He was motivated to do his videos, and it wasn't long after that the radio show was over with. He went and bought him a trailer. It's called Hot Rods and Happy Hour, and he was doing everything to meet as many people in the car world as he possibly could. So he would go host events. People would call him. He'd come out with his trailer, turn the music on, do the announcements, and it went from that to video. And then he started in his daddy's truck shop, and then he moved to his own shop. And he grew and grew and grew, you know. And then as soon as Netflix called, he kind of put everything on hold. And around that same time, the last conversation that me and him had, he was talking to me about a gold Pinto that I built. And I sold it. It went to California. And if he's seen something on the page that he was impressed with, you know, we'd talk back and forth. But he was down there busy, and you didn't really know when you could talk to him or when you couldn't because he was on camera, you know, whatever the case may be. But I miss him. He was a damn good friend.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
And you sure as hell never catch a rabbit, and you ain't no damn friend of mine. Now that's my kind of dinner date. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.
Son, I'm the king.
More like the Burger King.
These tidy whities are crawling up my ass.